like I said, I was under the impression that it was Goodwill when I read that for whatever reason.
Yeah, Goodwill's a corporation, right?
Yeah. And I
They
think,
make money off
And a great place to get Halloween costumes.
well, actually, are they a corporation or are they a nonprofit?
Goodwill's a corporation.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
And
Or their CEO makes way too much
I see.
for it to be any type like a near charitable thing.
I see. Well, yeah, I mean that's the case with most charities.
Oh, right, Santa Claus. I forgot the mall Santas or the like Walmart Santas.
Yeah.
There's Salvation
Oh,
Army
man.
Santas.
Always
That
ringing
is
the
the
bell.
worst part of the holidays.
So, is a Christian Protestant church an international charitable organization structured in a quasi-military fashion?
Yeah,
guess.
that's what you want. Church and military in the same.
Yeah,
Guess that explains
yeah,
the
they're
army
they're
part.
Protestants, whatever.
So, the Salvation Army, like I said, I was just always kind of under the impression that it did the same type of thing as Goodwill. I know that they take food and clothing donations, and I guess give it out. But while they have 11 core beliefs, I won't go into all that now. But they are extremely religion-centric. I should say Christian-centric. Oh wow, yeah, lots of wrath, lots of soul.
I'm seeing a lot of Jesus in those rules.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. So, on to our next on this day. That is a bit more fun. In 1891, the world's first weightlifting championship was held.
Yeah!
There were only 8 participants from 6 different countries. And the person from London, I forget his name. Anyone remember his name?
No.
Nope.
It was like a 3-part name.
Blaster McMass.
No, it was like Edward something.
That was it?
Blaster. That would be a great first name.
Well,
Yeah.
Blaster McMagnet.
Especially from 1891. A weightlifter, Blaster.
I'm just combining wrestler names because there's a guy in Chikara named Blaster McMassive.
Okay.
And there's
McMassive.
And then there's
Magnus.
Magnus from TNA.
McMassive? Magnus McMassive?
No,
We
his
can-
name is Magnus.
It can be whatever we want it to be.
And I misspoke. There were only 7 athletes from 6 different countries.
But which country got 2 athletes? That seems unfair.
It was probably London because the home team advantage got them the first title. It was won by Edward Lawrence Levy.
Right, that is a weightlifter name,
Yeah,
as far as
for
I'm
sure.
concerned.
It sounds like he was probably like from some type of royalty as well. But
So when you do a weightlifting competition, how long do you think that lasts? Do they just get like a very heavy like dumbbell and you lift it
Yeah.
and you hold it longer than anyone else?
in 1891, it was probably just like seeing who could hold any weight with the Black Plague at the same time.
The Black Plague was the 14 whatever.
I knew I was going to get some sort of revision.
I was like,
Tyler or
don't
Tanner.
do it. Don't do
Okay,
it.
the last thing I really revised you on was the number of astronauts on the moon, and that was a big one.
I'm sure we can get a fact check on that one.
Also,
but
the
you
Black
Googled it after you said
No,
it.
no, no. I'm saying that was the last time you revised it. Of course, you love to cling on to that. The one time
on.
that I've ever been wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Ever on this whole
literally
show.
30 seconds ago, you were just nailing it on the Black Plague.
Whoa, can't say that on radio, Tanner.
Oh.
So what would have been a more appropriate affliction?
In what year? The 1891?
Yeah.
I mean, yellow fever was also back in like the early 1800s.
How do you, dude? You know everything.
Actually, we're
Why are you
also
not on Jeopardy?
we're about 20 years before I think the Spanish influenza. So I'm trying to
You
think.
just know diseases, or is this other?
I paid attention in class.
You know why he's not on Jeopardy? Because he would correct Alex Trebek, and Alex Trebek would walk from behind the podium and just smack him as hard as he could.
And I'd be like, I deserve it. You know what? I would love Alex Trebek to slap me. I bet that would be the greatest kinky honor of my life.
I was gonna say, are you okay? Because you got a bit flustered talking about him slapping you.
Hey, he sleeps naked.
Well,
How do you know? How do you know that?
Well, because there was an interview where he found like an intruder in his hotel, and he said, and I heard some noises, so I got out of bed and put some clothes on, or like put my underwear on. So it's context clues, people. So we know he sleeps naked because he had to put his underwear on.
I've never known anyone who was under the age of 60 that was that into Alex Trebek.
He's a cool dude.
All right. Well, anyway, there were 8 weight classes.
we got some viewer feedback.
Yeah.
We've been getting a few.
Yeah,
Oh, you're getting
Wrestle-
it on that
yeah.
one. I see.
Yeah,
I
it's
see.
WrestleMania week. Can we talk more pro wrestling?
that's a good question. Can we talk more pro wrestling? It's WrestleMania week.
It is WrestleMania week.
WrestleMania week, is that like
Oh, yeah.
Shark Week?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's a big.
Both better.
There's only the 1 week though for like actual WrestleMania.
WrestleMania, yeah, and they're going to be having, I think it's something like 77,000 people They're going to be coming in for at least Sunday, but there
Is
are
it in
events.
Orlando?
Yeah, it's in Orlando. It's the greatest thrill ride of whatever.
Did you see the picture of the
I saw just like bare bones of the
Yeah.
stage.
They're trying to build a roller coaster on the stage. Like, I don't know if the roller
Inside?
coaster is going to deliver the wrestlers to the ring or if it's just going to be behind them. I don't know.
Oh,
Wow.
Andy, thanks for listening, by the way.
Yeah,
thanks
thank
for tuning in. We appreciate it. What's the difference between a mallard with a cold
Oh,
and
don't,
you?
don't feed into that. He's gonna hit you with
Uh-oh.
the punchline.
Yeah, we can't be having other people upstage us with better jokes.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious.
I'm sure he'll give us the answer no matter
J-Bo,
what.
what's the answer?
J-Bo?
That's his name, J-Bo.
All right.
Y'all meet in Southern Pines?
This,
Yeah,
is,
small room.
this is the interesting part about going live is we get the integration into all of our social lives.
And Ashley coming in with wrestling is fake soap opera. Well,
But it's our soap opera.
yeah, well, Ashley, it's a full sentence also. If you gotta, I'm gonna lose us viewers. I should not have live interaction with anybody.
Well, just to wrap up this World Weightlifting Championship, there were only 8 weight classes. There was a women weight class though, or a women's category with 8 weight classes as well.
Women.
So pretty progressive for London in 1891.
It is Tyler's favorite topic, by the way.
Women or wrestling?
Women.
Women weightlifters? Oh, okay.
Women weightlifters, actually, yeah.
His favorite is women weightlifters that become women professional wrestlers.
Yeah. How do you feel about women professional wrestlers in terms of entertainment?
Non-Japanese women professional wrestlers.
Some of them are good. Most are models that they try to shove into the mold of professional wrestler. But
Yeah.
there are like Bailey, like her, like Sasha Banks to an extent.
As long as she's not talking.
What was
Yeah.
what was the female wrestler who passed away last year?
China,
That's right.
and also Nicole Bass, who doesn't really count
Oh,
why?
wow.
Why doesn't she count?
because she was in like 4 matches and was just there because she was like a bodybuilder.
Oh, so she doesn't count as a wrestler.
Not to me.
Okay, I see.
That doesn't make her
But-
any
but-
less of a
no.
person who died.
But yeah, she does still count as a corpse to Tyler.
Anybody out there that doesn't feel the way I feel on the Nicole Bass thing, feel free to come here and fight me because there's security outside that will keep you from getting into the building.
You call that security? I don't know.
You-
Those nice old men will not let you into the building.
Do you think that's how you should honor her legacy by denying people the chance to fight?
I'm
But
just
yeah,
gonna flex.
China was into some pretty crazy stuff. I don't want to go out on a limb and offend anyone by saying that it was,
Pornography.
well, yeah, but it was no shock that she sort of passed away when she did because
Yeah.
substances.
She was
They-
downhill for a while.
They were
yeah.
working on a documentary about her and about her like climbing out of drug abuse and like recovering, like kind of what they did with Jake the Snake and the Iron Sheik.
Or Amy Winehouse.
Yeah,
Did
and
they can that when she died?
yeah.
Yikes. Maybe it'll be one of those things that'll come out in a couple years, like on the underground circuit, like how. Is that how wrestling like originally started? That's like the myth I want to tell
What do you
myself. That it was kind of
what?
like South Park, like people were just passing around.
No, they were territories. Like, so
Ah.
companies were part of the territory. Like,
Like late 1800s, it was like somewhat legitimate wrestling.
Greco-Roman.
And then as the years went on, it got more into circuses, and they're like, okay, it's more about the show. That's when they started fixing it, and then it just got more showy and more showy. And then the 80s, it kind of burst.
Mm-hmm. When was it first televised?
When they had TVs, so
Probably-
I mean, yes.
40s, 50s.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh.
to go into like weekly syndication. And
Wow,
stuff
because
like
I feel
that.
like that was when they were first had the capability to start doing like running storylines. Because when you were just traveling from town to town, you kind of had to do it all there.
Mhm.
So I mean, did they really have like wrestling as it is now in the 40s and 50s on TV?
No, not as it
not,
is
not
now.
as in,
I'm not
a
sure
lot
they
more
would've-
theatrical and
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
a lot like instead of like now where they're like boom, boom, boom with the hits, it'd be like okay, building up, boom, and then
Okay.
we do a slow storytelling, building arc, and now
pander
it's
to
a
the
lot.
crowd
yeah.
more.
I mean, would they have had that? Because would they have like 3 channels up until like the 60s? They had like nothing to watch it on.
That's a good point. Let's go with 60s.
No, I'm not like, no, that's not to say like you're wrong. I'm just posing a
That's the
sincere
easiest Tyler's
question.
ever relented.
Yeah, fine, whatever. I don't care.
I'm gonna look it up now.
You were
It's taking me 15 minutes to post this link on Twitter. It's,
you were more mad that Sydney said this dead professional wrestler was a wrestler.
Yeah.
the things I know very well. The things I don't know, like, fine. It's more of a television thing than a wrestling thing, I suppose.
Well, the first nationally broadcast wrestling program was in the 1979.
Wow.
Is that syndicated or is that?
Yeah. Well, let me find where I was reading that, so I'm not just
What was that?
speaking
NWA?
out of the side of my mouth. NWA.
AWA.
I was also
No,
like,
no,
there's
what?
NWA.
there is an NWA, National Wrestling
you.
Alliance, but I'm pretty
Okay.
sure AWA was closer on the television because it aired on ESPN Classics.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
The television era. Okay, so it did start in the 1950s, but it wasn't until they said the boom was in the 80s.
See, there's one of the maps with the territories.
Wow, that's crazy.
You
Goes
know
up
what
into
else is
Canada
crazy?
and stuff.
Chance the Rapper is looking for interns.
He is indeed. Yeah, anyone who's interested in becoming Chance the Rapper's intern, you can apply. Check out his Twitter.
That's how you apply for the position.
So here's how not hip I am with the kids. Who is Chance the Rapper?
Oh,
Man, just won the Grammy last year.
Oh, nice.
The Grammy, the one.
the Grammy.
He
Well, actually won
it,
3.
The Grammy.
He won 3, I'm pretty sure, for Best Rap Performance, Best Rap Album, and Best New Artist.
Newcomer,
Yeah. And he petitioned the Academy to be able to allow streaming-only albums. Before that, they didn't, so his was the first streaming-only album to be considered, and he swept it with it.
Wow, really?
So
Okay,
he was that
that's cool.
confident in his work. But he's totally independent. That's the thing that sets Chance apart. He's totally independent, not affiliated with any label or anything like that. And at first, obviously he wasn't making a ton of money and everything because he had to finance things himself. But now he is raking it in. He just donated $1 million to the Chicago school systems. So now he's spreading the wealth once more by bringing in an intern just pretty much off the streets. You can apply, send in he wants resumes formatted as creative decks, pitches, or proposals. And you email it to ctrinternsubmissions@gmail.com.
Audrey, mind if I move this?
Yeah, go for it.
He's
So,
better.
Get me in the. Let's get us both out of the shot.
out of the shot?
Yeah, we're both half out of it.
Oh, I see.
This is
So he says, I'm looking for an intern, someone with experience in putting together decks and writing proposals. So it's not like he just wants someone to follow him around and get him coffee or anything. He actually wants someone to delegate work out to.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and creating pitch decks and proposals for future projects and stuff like that.
That is awesome, but I hope he pays them. Because
I mean, I would find it really hard to believe that he wouldn't pay them, but even if not, I mean, most internships don't pay, and most internships are nowhere near as cool as working with Chance the Rapper.
That's true. You'll be Chance the Rapper and make those contacts, but I'm just of the mindset that if you're doing work, you should get paid for it. Internship is just...
Well, what about regular internships then?
as well. Yeah, I think
but
they should be paid as well.
This is something that's covered in Adam Ruins Everything, is that you shouldn't... internships are not just supposed to be like dangling a job in front of you and not like just going to get coffee. They need to be like actually worth something.
Yeah.
Like not just you doing work for them for free.
There are internships where you like meet people and do get the skills that'll help you in that job, but most of them are stuff like getting coffee or minor tasks that you should be, since you're not really getting any particular experience out of that, then you should be getting paid for as a job.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like in a lot of fields, and I mean, obviously, I see rationally what you're saying. It would make sense to pay people for their work. But I feel like in a lot of sense, you sort of have to, or in a lot of fields, you have to, one, sort of pay your dues, and two, it's sort of like an apprenticeship type thing. You work yourself up from the bottom. You start off getting coffee, and then eventually you start making proposals, and then eventually you start taking the meetings yourself.
You should never be taking coffee in an internship, because then that's just go for work, and that's like that's what an assistant does.
What experience are you getting out of that? You're just getting somebody's
You're getting
coffee.
the experience of being in the office for the rest of the day that you're not getting coffee.
You can watch the good seasons of The Office and just do that.
If that's what you're going to base your business acumen on, then I don't think you're going to make it very far.
I never said that, but I would pay people who work for me.
I mean, obviously, I think that if you own a company, it's better to pay your employees and interns, but I don't think that it's expected that if you're going to intern, in any position, I don't think it should be expected to get paid.
It's something to strive for.
Yeah, I mean,
As a
I could see that, and it's like I said, ideally that would be the case, but I think that with the way businesses are set up, I don't think that it's.
Can we agree that
expected.
Chance should be paying?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
He's got enough money.
You're working directly under one guy that's making a ton of money.
Yeah.
And if he's not paying you, it's just like, maybe what are your
Yeah.
where's the money
But
going?
here's the
I'm
weird
still not-
situation. I want to see how he handles this, because he very well could just be like, "Hey, you get to hang out with me. I'm not paying you."
Yeah.
I'll smoke you up.
Well, I'm not going to say that he should or shouldn't. I'm not going to say like what I think he should do. But I mean, I feel like having an unpaid internship is sort of a more intensive way of paying your dues because you're saying, I want to be here and do this work even if you're not going to pay me. So then think about how much better I'm going to pay attention when I am getting paid, when I can support myself off
If
the
you're
position.
getting paid.
Well, obviously, I mean, no internship is going to lead to nowhere. If you are just
Some
saying,
do.
Yes,
Some
some
do.
go
okay, well, then,
absolutely
yeah, of
nowhere.
course, that's immoral. No one should do
Mhm.
that. If you're just saying, yeah, be my intern, and then you have them as a quote unquote intern for 2 months, and then toss them to the side and get a new one. Of
Mhm.
course, that's immoral.
Yeah,
But-
that happens. I mean, they
Yeah, but
found
you
that
really-
happening.
I mean, if you're having a high profile thing like this, it's not like Chance the
Yeah.
Rapper is just going to cycle out interns every 2 months without doing anything to
He's
them.
putting the spotlight on himself.
Then
though.
no one would keep doing it. Or if they do, then they just want to hang out with Chance, and then it doesn't hurt anyone.
Like the fact that he's like broadcasting this, like be my intern, like
He's taking
better
advantage.
take care of him though.
He's
Yeah,
taking
'Cause
advantage.
the
of
spotlight's on.
Yeah, it's young dumb kids.
Right.
But
if
see,
he-
I don't think that's who he's going for because he wants someone with experience putting together decks and writing proposals. I have
See,
no,
I don't know what those are.
yeah, I have no
I
doubt
don't
that
think you're getting the internship.
I have no doubt that he's going to pay. I don't think that with Chance the Rapper, because especially because what he's looking for, like I said, it's not like he's just looking for a lackey. He's actually trying to delegate stuff out to someone. But he does call it an intern. He doesn't just say, that it's a job or anything like that. But maybe this is just sort of his way to build someone up from the ground up, as opposed to putting out,
I think it's because the word intern now has a very specific connotation. Like, we think of someone who is not paid to work, to get experience again. So I think that's just where my hesitation comes from. But honestly, I think he'll probably pay.
Yeah.
I expect him to, and if not, I'll be disappointed.
Let's take a time out to thank our people that have joined. A couple of people I know. Mike Mello said hello. He's a comic
Mike
out of
Mello.
Rello.
Nice.
Mhm.
Thank
So
you,
Brian,
Mike.
Brian Dean's joined.
Brian Dean's also joined. So what's up,
J-Bo,
guys?
you all right? I do need an intern. Are you applying?
I really want to meet J-Bo.
He's a good dude.
I want to meet anybody that could be named after
Didn't you come to my wedding?
Bojangles biscuit.
Didn't you come to one?
Was he the DJ?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't meet him, but I saw him. I went,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that's a big fella.
Yeah.
You look like you're named J-Bo.
Right.
All right. Well, on
It's
that
an
note,
intern.
let's take our first break, guys. We'll keep our Facebook Live going during the break so you can see what kind of ridiculousness we get into in the breaks that we can't usually show you. But we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Take it easy till then. March 28th, back from break number 1. This is Prime Nation Radio. Thank you all for joining us. So we've been having some lively chat during the break about what is the weirdest meat that us and our viewers would eat. So let's talk about this, then we'll get into our story that spurred this conversation. You guys want to go first? What's the weirdest meat you think should we do have eaten or would eat?
I haven't eaten
What about
anything
both?
that,
Yeah, me neither.
What about
Let's do both, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
like, I have eaten, the only thing I've really eaten is kind of weird is octopus, but
Okay.
that's not that weird. 'Cause
Not to mention
honestly, if
the-
it's fried, it's
That's
just-
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's
Oh, yeah.
a little chewy, but...
Mhm.
I think that meat mountain sandwich qualifies as a different
There's some
animal.
in there.
Yeah.
I had... I didn't have it, but I read an article about Vice interviewed some cannibals,
Oh.
and
Whoa.
they were talking about how humans taste.
Like
And,
pork?
They said it has like a consistency of pork, but it's actually tastes something like veal, something in between veal and like full beef.
Ugh.
I would try human before I tried dog.
Really?
I really would.
I'm not that crazy.
Yeah.
I try.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't know that. I don't
kinda
want
makes me
either one.
reevaluate our friendship.
I'm not like gonna take a chunk out of you. It's not like.
But
It's
you
like-
you would kill a human to eat them before you would kill a dog?
No, I'm not gonna kill a human to eat them. I'm
Okay,
just.
but let me put it this
There's
way.
a platter.
Well, no, let me put it this way. You're on an island with one other person, say it's just a random person, you've never met them, and a random dog, you have no relationship with either of them.
That dog can be useful. That person's gonna get in the way.
Yeah, so
He's got a point.
What?
you'd kill the person,
Yeah.
and, oh man, okay.
I'm
Ideally,
saying-
I wouldn't kill anyone. We'd build a raft and go home. But
Yeah.
you know,
But I'm
If-
saying if they happen to
So
die.
you're telling me
Okay.
no bananas, no coconuts. That person's going first.
see that's why the question's flawed. But, well, no, I mean the question's accurate. If there's nothing else, person's going before the dog. But I mean, if there,
How is the dog useful?
because the dog can find me more food.
Huh?
The dog will probably like use a superdose and find me some cool food on the island.
How is she gonna find you food when you can just like? It's not a super big island.
Okay, yeah. I'll rephrase the question to get all the flaws out.
You don't have a trained hunting dog. That's the.
We don't know. It could be.
Okay, look, it's a 10 by 10. Let's say it's a 10-foot diameter circular patch of sand that's just like a couple feet above sea level. You find yourself there with a random corpse of a human and a corpse of a dog. Which
one's
do you eat
fresher?
first?
Well, I'd be more curious about the human, so I'd eat the human.
Okay.
Oh, Jason has a good point here. He's like, everyone's a low key cannibal. Like that's something. I guess you say that's something you don't say in polite company. It's like,
yeah.
oh, I wouldn't eat anybody, and then you're like, well, I mean, if it came down to it.
What part of the person would you eat first?
Oh, solid question. I'd want to go for I guess I'd go for the legs.
Okay.
I think the legs first. I mean, that's a good question to you guys. What would you eat first if again you're starving, you have a dead human body? What do you
I
eat?
eat the booty like groceries.
Yeah, I mean, rump probably would be the
I was
juiciest.
about to say, is it like Boston butt?
Yeah.
Like,
Fair
or is
point.
it breast meat? Would you go breast meat?
Breast meat, maybe ribs.
chicken.
Oh, that could be good.
Would you
Ooh,
guys?
ribs. Okay. all
This
right.
is something that was brought up when we went up to I went up to Chapel Hill with my improv troupe for a festival. We were watching a nature documentary, and a bird ate a smaller bird. And I was like, is that like cannibalism?
I think so.
And they're like, no, that's like if we ate an orangutan.
Would you eat an orangutan?
Hell yeah, I would.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
See,
Is it
And then
dead and in front of me? Because then yes, I'm
It's
with.
cooked, brought to you on a platter at Chili's.
Oh,
No,
delicious!
I mean-
Yeah,
what is it?
they got good honey mustard.
Oh God.
Talking about where they
Harrison Ford.
Oh, monkey brains. Indiana Jones Temple of Doom.
Ruined
Yeah.
me for monkeys.
Well, there was, wasn't it in Faces of Death where they actually had like a monkey brain eating type thing? Or
I don't know what
it was
Faces
in
of
one
Death
of those
is.
old type of like underground video things.
I heard a thing on NPR that Indian people were none too happy about their portrayal in Indiana Jones as people like primitive people that are just eating monkey brains. And they're like, yeah, I mean, some people do it.
Yeah.
Like, that's like everyone judging Americans on eating Rocky Mountain oysters. Would you guys eat that?
I would.
Okay.
Oysters?
No, Rocky Mountain
Mountain
oysters.
are bull testicles.
That's what I thought.
No,
yeah,
thank
yeah.
you.
I
That's
would.
got to be a weird. See,
I'll try
I'm a
it.
texture guy,
yeah.
Same
and you got to
here.
think a ball of any animal
See, that's-
is going to be very chewy and fatty.
But what
I
if
think
it's
it would
not?
burst. Like it's gonna have a kind of
What
like
if
a
it
grape,
hits you in
like
the
a
mouth?
grape.
Oh! No.
I'll try
Nah.
it. See, again, I'll try that before I try dog.
I would.
I mean, I would definitely try that before a dog, but I'm still not eating either one of them.
I would have to watch someone else eat it first, and if they have like a fear factor type reaction where it is like a bursting, yeah, I don't know if I could do all that. But I'm a big texture guy too. Like I don't know if what was it? Like I can't do stuff that's too slimy. I can do regular oysters if I have saltines and like tons of horseradish and stuff like that. But I can't just eat,
I ate squirrel one time.
I
Uh,
tried squirrel.
Oh,
It's
in a
like-
heart,
I have-
yeah,
It's like
heartbeat.
it's like
Damn it, Tyler.
dark meat chicken.
okay, yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
See, I like dark meat.
We all more or less come from backwoods parts of North Carolina,
Yeah.
so I've had the opportunity to eat squirrel, but I've never done it.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing that I have eaten is probably alligator.
I try that.
I would try, and I know my dad. I think my dad tried it, and he said it's pretty good.
It is really good.
Yeah.
It's very similar to calamari. It has, like,
See,
the kind of
calamari
jelly-
is good.
Calamari.
Yeah.
It's too chewy for me.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I don't like it when it's too chewy. Some places can do it really well, but alligator is like it does taste a lot like chicken, but it has the kind of chewiness of calamari. It's interesting.
See, I'm screwed if I get deserted on an island or something and there's not like a pig running around. I
think
don't like
you-
seafood.
I think you'll make it a little.
I mean, I'll
Yeah.
survive a little bit. I got some reserves built up. I can eat some bananas here and there.
You're like, where's the Little Caesars?
No.
I don't know why I gave you that accent.
Yeah, really.
Where's Little Caesar? Oh,
Well,
wait, I'm not that country.
Whenever he's isolated, he can take off the facade. You can be as southern as you actually are.
I can finally break out my overalls.
Yeah.
You take a shirt off. You weren't wearing a wife beater, but you are now. I don't know.
Well, that's like his superhero outfit. He just pulls open his shirt and he's got a wife beater
Oh, it's Hillbilly Man.
and tobacco stained jeans.
Can we start writing that comic book? Hillbilly Man?
What was Cameron singing the other day? He's like,
Call the girls. That
no,
song.
Oh yeah.
with ass in the sand,
Yeah.
toes in the water.
Uh
I ain't stopping till I'm getting older.
huh.
Did you
Not
know
that
water
song
and
again.
older could rhyme?
Apparently so.
White rappers can make it happen.
I thought you were going to say something about a daughter. I was scared about where you were going. But so we're bringing up all this meat talk
She's just my stepdog.
because there were 46 dogs rescued from a dog meat slaughterhouse in South Korea.
Yeah, that's horrible. I mean, that's good that they were rescued. That this thing exists, and yeah.
It's
Just the picture that they chose.
of this little
Yeah, man,
cute
that
dog.
breaks
yeah.
my heart. His tongue's hanging out because his teeth are rotting out.
Mhm.
Oh no!
That's the
Ah.
whenever you see a dog that can't keep his tongue in his mouth, it's because he's got bad teeth.
Oh jeez,
Oh,
I didn't
wow.
realize that. That made it much sadder.
The dog's
Um,
teeth keep the tongue in the mouth.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, Drew is our in-house animal expert.
Just
So
dogs and cats.
46 dogs were rescued from Goyang, South Korea, and arrived in New York City to start new lives. I was back on Friday. And then they estimate that there are as many as 17,000 dog meat farms
That's insane.
in South Korea. 17,000.
Well, I mean, they probably look at us weird for chicken houses.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure there's more than 17,000. What am I looking for?
Horse farms.
What do
Is
they
that
call
what you
it?
call it?
How do you refer to cows? In
Pastures?
terms of- No, what's Jesus, man?
Slaughterhouses.
Cattle farms. Yeah,
There
that's it.
Cow farm would have done. We would have done.
Yeah, we
it.
would
Yeah,
have known.
I guess I deliberated about that way too much.
Would you guys eat insects?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It depends on how they're
Yeah.
served.
I was watching an episode of Chef's Table. You guys ever watch that show on Netflix?
Mm-mm.
No, I never
It's about
had.
like these artist chefs, these like cool, they're into their art. But one of the guys from Brazil was all about using local ingredients, so he just find cool bugs and like put them in the dish.
I know
and
there's
people-
a bunch of cultures that get their main source of protein from grasshoppers and things like that, crickets.
I ate a chocolate grasshopper one time.
I would definitely
Not
eat
a
a chocolate one, but I feel like I could be persuaded to eat just like a seasoned cricket. If I were in that culture and was like in a really festive mood or something like that, I wouldn't just like open up a can of them on the couch.
What is a festive mood?
If I'm, what do you mean? Why does that mean
enjoying
more?
the culture.
You're celebrating your ancestors.
Yeah, like if I'm out there in the traditional garb of whatever culture I'm in and enjoying some of their beverages and whatnot, I'll probably be persuaded to eat some crickets.
I ate
But-
a moth one time, like a big moth. It was
On a
mainly
dare?
yeah, it was a dare, but it was mainly to gross my mom out. My mom was like, "Drew, don't do it.
Actually,
Drew, don't do it."
you-
And the guy offered me like $30. I was like, "Okay," and I was fine until we were talking about it with the Rocky Mountain oysters that popped. I bit down and it popped, and I was done.
How big was the actual body of it?
it was probably like that.
Ooh.
I feel like that texture with like that hair would be.
It was mainly like paper, so it was just like paper and then the pop, and I was
Yeah.
extremely grossed.
Jason messaged in. He said, "Once got a grasshopper leg under my gums, and that kind of put me off."
It's understandable.
What were you doing, man?
Yeah, was that from a regular burger or were you eating grasshoppers? That's some
I'll let you know
pertinent-
when he responds.
Yeah, that's some pertinent information. If you just
Red.
got grasshopper under your gums, then
Red 10:11 a.m.
And how do you get that out? Like, I don't think regular dental floss is taking care of that.
well, yeah, they have the barbs in there. You gotta get a heavy duty toothpick. So that is the dogs. Anyone else have what's the
But no,
weirdest
that-
meat you've eaten, Tanner?
I mean, no, I haven't. I'm trying to think. It would be octopus, and so I haven't really eaten exotic meats.
I feel like I've had even more exotic than alligator. I mentioned that I've had kangaroo jerky.
Where did you find kangaroo jerky?
From that new jerky outlet.
Oh, so it's
Oh,
got
they've got
everything.
it?
Yeah, they have
I
all kinds of
okay.
stuff.
Then I'm going there to
Yeah,
try
I
some
thought it was
kangaroo
just beef
jerky.
jerky.
No,
It
they
says
have
beef jerky
all the
outlet, so it's
jerky
got
you can
everything.
want.
Okay, yeah, I'm
they have
going.
alligator jerky.
Jason says they're like French fries, and they were salted and had vinegar and barbecue and stuff on them.
Wow.
I'd try that.
Oh, yeah.
Although-
Yeah.
No, thank you.
But then it is kind of weird when you're like, got some stuck in my mouth.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah,
I mean, I just
like
don't, because you know how when you're eating, you'll pull something out.
Yep.
I couldn't imagine pulling a wing or a leg out.
An
Yeah.
antenna.
Somehow I get I'll pick something out of my gums that's like oddly spicy, and I haven't had spicy food in forever. I brush my teeth.
Sure you do.
Kangaroo is farmed. It is very common meat.
Huh.
Okay.
Really?
Well, wasn't it
Well.
a big thing that Taco Bell was kangaroo meat there for a little bit?
I heard horse is what
Horse?
is what the rumor
Or was
of
it
my
McDonald's
high
that
school.
went through kangaroo? Some big fast food chain got linked to kangaroo meat.
Huh. I don't know.
I'd eat kangaroo. I'd eat horse.
That's the thing.
Of
You
course.
could be
Horse-
eating it and not even know you're eating
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
the thing.
apparently, they serve horse at this place called Joe Beef. They serve horse steaks there, like tartare, where it's
Tartar.
pretty much rare.
Ugh.
I haven't heard how it is.
Would you guys eat zebra?
Yeah.
I'd eat zebra.
Okay, but you're weird on horse.
No, I'd eat horse.
Yeah, I'd eat horse
Yeah, I
meat.
mean, I never said
Again-
I wouldn't eat horse. It's not my first pick.
I'm going to another country to eat this thing, but
Yeah.
yes.
Why? Why is it weird? Why? Why wouldn't you?
Because I don't want my friends to see me eat it, but I want to know what it tastes like.
I would have no shame. I'm not gonna eat someone's pet, but if it's like a wild whatever,
And see, again,
Wild whatever.
I'll eat a horse before a dog. I'll eat just about
You're
anything
just
before
not
dogs.
set on the dog thing, and
I'm really not.
I agree with that.
you have a schnauzer missing one leg, and he's about 15 years old. That's the dog you have on the deserted island.
No, thank you.
And not until he dies of
I would-
natural causes.
I would much rather.
Well, then
eat-
you're eating cancer's dog.
That meat's
Yeah.
tainted at that point.
Yeah, if I have like an old decrepit dog, I'm definitely not touching it. If
I want like a 9-month-old puppy.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, the
that.
prime of life. Yeah, cut him down right there.
That thing a pit bull.
Yeah.
Well,
Look at that cut of meat. Of course.
I
it's a
want
pit
his
bull.
neck.
That thing got some pit in him. What is the best dog you think to eat?
Golden Retriever, the purest of the dogs.
I would say that maybe a Rottweiler.
Yeah.
Oh, they're too mean.
What about a
Ooh,
what
what
about a
about
corgi?
If you like
Nice and
fattier
fat.
meats,
Yeah.
like a bulldog probably.
Yeah, I was thinking you want one of those like a mastiff, a big hardy type dog.
I bet we're just gonna rake in the sponsors after this conversation.
For all they're gonna all
We're
be
all
South Korean.
Yeah.
Whoa, Sydney. Whoa. Whoa.
Would you eat elephant?
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Eat the
I get.
trunk.
Yeah.
God,
I don't know,
would the
man.
trunk be any
I
good?
bet you what's good is lion. I bet lion's pretty good.
I bet that meat's not like. I bet that meat's just too. What's
Yeah,
the word I'm looking
gamey.
for? Yeah, sort of, but like it's just been exercising. So yeah, exactly.
Yeah, too
It's
lean.
been exercising.
What about the lazy lion that just sits in a zoo?
It's CrossFit.
Yeah, as far as I know, like
that
most-
would be
Most
better.
predators aren't good to eat. Like,
This is a valid question from Jason. Does eating cancer give you cancer?
Ooh.
Well, by
What if that
zombie
15-year-old
rules, if you
dog has
eat,
cancer?
an infected person in zombie movies, then you're gonna have the zombie disease.
I mean,
I
I
would
I'm
assume
not
it
going to
would.
take my science from zombie movies.
yeah,
Okay.
but I would think
You
it
should,
would
though.
stand to reason that if you're introducing cancer cells into your body through your stomach, they would.
Apparently, I've eaten something because I've been dying lately.
Not quick enough.
I will. I'll see if I can find a UNCW number to call and ask, like, hey, does eating cancer give you cancer?
We'll have an expert on. Sounds
I like
good.
how you went to the local college for that.
Yeah.
UNCW. we're good.
We'll
They
reach
got
out
the
to a
answers.
local expert.
Well, the reason I say that is because I was like, I paid you guys to go there. You got my
all right.
money.
You got
True.
some resources.
I get like 5 stupid questions a year to whichever department.
Yep.
That's fair enough. That is fair enough.
So along those lines, if you do happen to eat some cancer and your heart starts to go out on you, they're starting to do.
Smooth segue, by the way.
Appreciate
Killer
it.
segue.
Appreciate it. They are. This is still this experiment served pretty much as a proof of concept. They're not saying that they can or can't do anything with it yet, but it is promising. They were actually able to grow heart tissue on a spinach leaf. They were able to replace all of the cellulose in the spinach leaf eventually with human tissue, because they say that even with modern 3D printers, the heart is too complicated to accurately print everything as tiny and as meticulous as it needs to. But there are certain plants that have their vein structure that can be sort of what's the word?
Replicated.
Yeah, replicated, but they can manipulate their vein structure using various plants that they substitute this tissue for to make all sorts of new organs. The
That's
first one they're
insane.
trying out is heart, yeah. But
Did you see the pictures?
Yeah.
Because that,
It
yeah,
seemed very flimsy, but
Yeah.
it's still working. That's insane.
yeah,
Looks like a face.
huh.
well,
Anybody else see that?
I didn't see it, but
Nah,
just
I
for
didn't.
the viewers, like we can't have the picture up, but it's like the spinach leaf is now transparent and the veins are red, like it's bleeding
It's
or like it's a
actually
blood system.
pumping fluids through there, and they said microbeads that are roughly the size of blood cells. So this thing's got to be tiny.
Yeah.
But it has the capability to transport that fluid and those particles, which would act in the place of blood cells. So it's pretty promising.
This is one of the coolest, like craziest science stories for me that I've seen in a long time. Just because who would have thought? Who was like, yeah, we can make a spinach leaf, produce heart cells. What the frick?
That's
But
why-
there it is.
Yeah, I think it's awesome that we have much, much smarter people
Oh yeah.
out
Yeah.
there worrying about us.
Who don't
You know,
spend
that's-
30
that's
minutes
good.
on eating dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some great YouTube videos of people like breaking down like the very basics of astrophysics, and they talk for like 3 minutes, and I'm like, I just get mad.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Well, because we've got scientists or like science personalities like Neil deGrasse Tyson and Bill Nye who give it to you in very easily digestible pieces, and then you got Michio Kaku, who's a genius, but you can't understand what he's saying, and not,
Yeah.
like he's speaking eloquently, but you just don't it's hard to follow.
I mean, even when he breaks it down, I like most of the time with it's space stuff, and I
Yeah.
find space stuff a little bit easier to follow
No.
than like I forgot like you guys know Vsauce? You watch any Vsauce stuff?
No.
There's a channel called Vsauce, and he like tries to break down like I watched one last night how the quickest point like if you're going downhill isn't necessarily a straight line, and it's also not going straight down and going over very quickly, because going straight down you get a lot of speed, but then going straight over kind
Takes
of
a lot
straight
of
line.
energy.
It's like a point on a circle. It's not a circle. It's like the inside of a circle that when the circle is going on a line, it traces the inside of it, and whatever that's called is actually the fastest way to get to the
See,
next.
my brain already hurts.
Is it similar to those? You remember those quote unquote toys that we had?
It's
in the 90s,
very similar to that.
Where
It's
you
very,
put a
they
pencil.
use one of those. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So you guys remember that, where you
Yeah,
put a
yeah.
pencil in the little clear thing and you spin it around and it makes a shape?
Yeah.
Tanner, you don't know what I'm talking about?
Nah, afraid not.
He actually
I might-
teamed up with Adam Savage for the thing, and he was trying to explain it to him, and Adam's like, at one point you could tell he's just like, "What do you want me to build?" Like,
Wow, yeah,
like,
yeah.
you lost me. I'm a MythBuster, but what do you need me to build?
Wow, huh? Is that Adam Savage's channel, Vsauce?
No, it's this guy named Michael something,
Okay.
and he just does a whole bunch of like sciencey stuff.
Gotcha. Because
Yeah.
I know Adam Savage is doing a new project that apparently is pretty sweet.
Oh, Jason likes it. He says Vsauce is dope.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
High praise from Jason.
By the way, it looks like Dan actually, it's hard to, of course it goes off when I point it out. He actually put up a video of Michio Kaku trying to explain this
Oh, that's
stuff.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I imagine. I don't know for sure, but I think Dan's just trying to max out the computer to see how long, to see if maybe the problem might have been fixed. But yeah, it is very important that we have those two types of smart people.
Yeah.
We have the smart people who can relate it to the other people who think just like them, and then we have the smart people like Neil
They just
deGrasse
need to do their own thing.
who can relate it to the rest of our
Yeah.
dummies.
You-
Yeah.
Well, I would be way dumber if it wasn't for Bill Nye.
I think Bill
Yeah.
Nye is actually an important figure, regardless of like, I mean, it's just because he makes science interesting for kids, and that's when you need to get that impression on people is when
Yeah.
they're young.
Because I'm not a smart guy, but I was in
No.
science Olympiads
Yeah.
because of Bill Nye.
I don't remember like much about Bill Nye. What was his Bill Nye?
The science
Yeah,
guy.
was
Science
that
guy.
was that
He
his
just had a
original
TV show.
series?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they showed it in school because it was great for kids.
Okay, yeah.
He actually did do one called The Eye of Nye that was meant for like middle and high school, but it didn't take off.
Yeah. And now, which kind of brings us into another segment that I don't have the list pulled up in front of me, the Netflix, but Bill Nye's new Netflix show
Yeah.
debuts in April. I want to say April 21st is when it debuts.
Not on April 20th.
No, it was probably a strategic choice on their part.
I mean, if they release it on April 20th, a lot of people are going to just binge watch the whole thing.
Yeah, and then they'd have to
No.
rewatch it.
They're gonna go, what? Why?
They're going to do that anyway, so...
It's gonna be like me trying to explain the Vsauce stuff to you, and just go, you already lost. Bill, back up, and you're just screaming at a television.
Maybe they're just planning for everyone to sort of put their brain cells all to the wayside on the day before the 21st, and then start rebuilding them then.
Okay.
Could put your brain cells on spinach leaf and regrow 'em.
Yeah.
True that. Yeah. So to wrap up the spinach thing, it's this is pretty much a proof of concept. So they're about to start doing more intensive tests with other types of plants and everything.
I would love to just have a garden of like organ cells. If each like vegetable could produce organ cells,
Yeah.
how cool of a garden would that be?
How terrifying of a garden. is that?
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, that
yeah.
would be
Just
pretty-
a bleeding garden all the time.
Is that how Pet Cemetery works? Oh, DJ JB says he appreciates the 910 sticker.
Nice.
910. Oh, I see. How do you? Oh, they can see the back of your phone there. Whoa, that's.
And they can see it on there. There are too many cameras.
Go,
One there, one there, one there, one there.
Lots of
one there.
cameras and none of them going to the same output. So, does anyone have that Netflix list, or can you remember any
I
notable?
thought we were saving it for tomorrow when we do a real show.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well,
this
I-
isn't a real
I
show.
guess we are.
I thought that was the case. Are we?
I thought we were too.
Gotcha. Well, I guess I missed the memo then. But let's go ahead and send it to our second break, and then we'll come back and get into nerd culture. So you guys enjoy yourself on the second break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. March 28th, this is Prime Nation Radio, back from our second break, getting into nerd culture. We didn't even bring this up, so we'll save this for another day. But so let's talk about these new redesigned AT-ATs for Star Wars 8. Tanner, you want to take this one because you had some. You were upset that they were still calling them AT-ATs.
Okay, upset is actually an appropriate word. Never mind. But I was just genuinely confused because it says Star Wars will have gorilla-shaped AT-AT walkers, and to me the AT-AT is a very specific. It's that classic Episode 5 walker. That's more like a extended elephant, if that makes it like a tall elephant.
I've always heard of it compared to a camel.
Yeah, never mind. Camel's a much better way to phrase it. So I was just really confused. So this, to me, that headline is very clickbaity and attention grabby because that means they're not AT-ATs. They're something else, which is fine.
Well, I mean, I don't know, I wouldn't call it clickbaity. They're still getting the message across. But if they were to go ahead and say whatever they were called, they probably wouldn't be able to get anyone to know what they were talking about.
Well, that's why they spice it up. Not to mention, when you say gorilla shaped, that to me implies it's going to walk on like two legs and. I mean, I know gorillas do the four-legged thing, but
I think that's what it's referring to.
But isn't that the appeal of Star Wars? Is they can just create something and call it whatever they want to call it?
Yeah.
Why didn't they just call it something else like AT-ATA?
Well, that's fine. I more have a problem with this headline.
Well, that's what they're gonna do, because in Rogue One they had the AT-ACT, which was like an earlier model. So this one is going to be a revamped model.
I didn't even know that. I thought they were just AT-ATs.
Apparently they were like cargo AT-ATs.
Okay.
So these, I imagine, are going to be renamed as well. And I mean, who knows? They could still call it.
Oh, it has. Yeah, I mean,
they could still call it AT-ATs, just like we still call like an F-150 an F-150, even though it looks way different than it did in the 70s.
I'm a more casual Star Wars fan than some of the hardcore people I know. I would lose my mind if they called it an AT-AT.
Really?
The AT-AT is a very distinct. It is Episode 5, the camel. It is that thing.
Yeah, but things progress. I mean, this is over 30 years have passed in the Star Wars universe, so surely they're gonna up their technology.
No, that's fine. Just don't call it that.
Well, it's like I said, but like do you want us to rename cars every time we come out with a new model?
Well, there
car?
are also F-250s and F-350s and F-450s.
Yeah, but then there's also F-150s from the 90s and F-150s from the 2017s.
So say it's
wildly different.
So say it's like a 98 Honda AT-AT versus like an 02 Honda AT-AT.
That might be what it is. We're still really early.
So
I think you're missing the point of this. Is that just that they're going to be gorilla shaped?
I guess that's what this article. I'm just like it's that whole thing where I'm excited to see the movie, but the article is basically saying they're making new walkers for Star Wars, and I guess I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That totally seems like a reasonable thing. And then why does it have to just?
The main thing that I got out of it from the headline, Star Wars 8 will have gorilla-shaped AT-AT walkers.
Question mark?
The thing that I got out of it is, okay, so you can't just trip them with a wire again.
Right, that's true.
I think that's the main purpose of the redesign is that they're shorter and stockier. They're going to be more of a challenge.
Is that thing in the background the original AT-AT?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know. Okay.
Something I love
See,
about...
I just watched 4, 5, and 6. I haven't watched
good.
the original ones and the new one. And,
Yeah.
I mean, the
Well, 4,
original
5
ones are the ones I've watched.
Yeah, gotcha.
I haven't watched when they came back out with the 1, 2, and 3.
One of my personal favorite shots of Episode 5 is when Hoth knows that the Empire's coming, the snow planet. They know they're coming, so they bunker down, and like you got a guy looking at binoculars. He sees nothing. He like looks over at his other guy. He's like, eh. And then the next shot it cuts to is the AT-ATs walking, and like they're shooting at them. Like it appeared out of nowhere. It's such a weird cut to me because that thing doesn't appear out of nowhere.
And
it's massive and slow.
Did that shot stick around for the remasters? Do you know?
I think so, because I think I saw it in a remaster. It was just such a weird. I don't know, but I think that's cool. Basically, that they'll have new walkers. Obviously, I like whenever they bring in new vehicles. Like when Episode 6 brought in that chicken walker. Do you know what I'm talking about? We always just called it the chicken walkers. It's
Where do you land on Star Wars?
I've seen every movie once up through the first 6 episodes.
Oh, did you see Episode 7?
Nope.
Oh,
What about
I've
Rogue
seen
One?
Episode
Nope.
7, but that's pretty much.
Yeah.
I saw,
Rogue One's worth it.
You want to ask me another one?
What is Rogue
Yeah,
One?
have you seen Episode 8?
Is that one? Is that the first one?
No, that's the one that came out last year, where it's like
is that technically 7?
no, it's like technically
It's a prequel to 4.
3.5.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's technically 3.5.
No,
That's
no.
why I'm not watching any of these.
No,
Just
this would
give
be
it
the
to me
one.
in order.
It's
Done.
about the people
Yeah.
who stole the plans to the Death Star, and it's a really good movie.
Someone seamlessly put the end of Rogue One and the beginning of Episode 4 together, and it flows perfectly.
Flows right into each other. Yeah.
Give me something like Fast and the Furious. You know what I mean? That's a solid.
If we can make this a little white trash here,
We could just
and
make this
simpler-
more about cars.
Well, I also Fast and Furious had a weird order because it was 1, 2, and 3. Then 4, 5, and 6 are before 3,
Yes.
and then 7 is after 3.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
I
I never
know
knew
that.
that.
Yeah.
Well, 3 has
The
Tokyo, Drift, has
yeah.
Han, but Han dies, but he's still in 4, 5, 6.
What?
Yeah.
I'm not watching this garbage.
Whoa. So, but it's not like a retcon.
No.
It's
They
so he
they actually
goes-
stuck to continuity by having it a prequel.
So he
Essentially.
goes to Tokyo after the events of 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
6 causes him to go, like, I'm going to do my own thing. And he goes, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In the movie, he's like, I'm going to go check out what Tokyo's doing.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I remember at the end of Fast 5, he specifically, someone asks him, "Are you going to Tokyo?" And he's like, "Maybe one day." And then he's back again for Fast 6, and at the end, he's like, "All right, going." And
Wait,
then
are you talking about Dom?
Han.
no,
The
Asian dude.
Okay, was he the main
The
character of
long-haired.
Tokyo
No.
Drift?
Well, he was the
The guy who like trained him or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
He
yeah,
died,
cool.
and then he
Yeah.
like goes out for vengeance.
I gotcha.
And then Fast 7 actually did have a character from Tokyo Drift that hadn't been any of the movies to like explain that Han had died.
But I mean, Jason Statham is the one that actually killed Han.
Yeah, Jason Statham
But he
became
wasn't introduced till 7.
Yes.
right,
Interesting.
And he
I
was-
never knew that.
and
Well,
he was the
was he in
brother of the
6?
villain. He was the brother of the villain from
From
6.
There we go.
Huh, that I got a little more respect for Fast and the Furious now.
It's a good movie series.
Cool.
If-
The first
No.
two, the first two, I wholly enjoyed, and Tokyo Drift I liked for the time period that I was, because I was like, yeah, drifting is going to be the next big thing. Plus, he had that Mustang. That Mustang was
Yeah.
pretty bad.
I mean, 4 to me is still the best.
I think
I don't
5.
I haven't seen anything
I
after
do.
Tokyo
I do
Drift.
like 5 too.
I think
Is that
5 is
Brazil.
yeah, and that's
Yeah.
where they introduced The Rock, and he fits in
Yeah.
perfectly. And
I was worried. I was like, oh, cool, just throwing superstar headline
Yeah.
names at it, but it worked.
there is a scene though where The Rock and Vin Diesel are having a very close-up fight, and you really lose track of who's who. you genuinely can't follow which one is which.
Yeah.
I was going to. I was thinking of a game that I might try to get some audio drops for, called Vin Diesel or Ja Rule, because when they're screaming, you really can't tell the difference.
Tanner, what's The Rock's name in the movie?
Oh God, I don't remember. I just call him The Rock.
It doesn't matter what The Rock's name is.
I was waiting for that.
I startled him. And he jumped.
No, that's the appeal of this new one. Is there's a prison scene where Jason Statham, Rock, and Vin Diesel all have like this epic triple threat match.
As long as there's a scene like Fast 7 has maybe my favorite scene in the whole franchise, and it sums up why this franchise realized what it was, and that's what made it better. The Rock gets injured early on in the movie and is out for most of the movie, but when he sees the bad guy who just happens to be in the city he's in the hospital in, and he's got an arm cast because his
I've
arm's
seen that
broken,
clip,
yeah, he's like,
yeah.
oh no, I got to get out there, and he flexes, and the cast explodes off of him.
Yeah.
Have you seen he's in that new Baywatch movie?
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
the one. Didn't he? Wasn't he? So like one of the responsible people for bringing that back.
I wouldn't be
Baywatch?
surprised.
I think he was part of the group that
Probably a
that
producer.
got the rights and brought it back.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting. When I first heard they were doing it, I was confident, but the trailers they're doing now,
It was terrible.
seems like they kind of overdid it.
I thought that was, even when the trailer started, I'm like, okay, they're very self-aware. You know what? This could be really good. Then
Yeah.
the trailer went on. I'm like, oh, this is
Exactly.
too
Like,
far.
If they could have taken a more nuanced, and I mean, 21 Jump Street isn't very nuanced, but more nuanced than Baywatch. If they had taken sort of that approach to it, but they just went all in.
I think 21 Jump Street actually is like kind of a nuanced movie, especially because when they're talking about like they go to high school, and they're like, all right, that's that group, that's that group.
Yeah.
Wait, what's that group? That wasn't around when we were in high
Yeah.
school. That is a very real moment. And the fact that what happens to their relationship doesn't go where you'd expect this kind of movie to go. I think that was actually, that movie just genuinely surprised me.
Yeah.
I appreciated Channing Tatum's acting, like comedic acting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was surprised at how well they worked together, because you would think that Jonah Hill would just kind of dismiss Channing Tatum, but yeah, they made a really good team. I'm a big fan of. I saw the second movie once in theaters, but I haven't watched it again yet, so I can't speak much to that. But I've seen the first one a bunch, and it holds up. It's a solid movie. You have something to interject with?
Not really. I've seen it once. Wasn't a fan.
Is Hasselhoff going to be in the new Baywatch movie?
He's got to show up somewhere.
Yeah, they got to cameo him.
Yeah.
He was in SpongeBob. He can be in this.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, his boobs moved.
Mhm,
He was
they
like
did.
bio.
He turned his pecs into a cannon. Do you
Yeah,
remember?
yeah,
Like he
that's
squeezed them
right,
together.
that's
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, another thing that I liked about them was the one strap, two strap debate, because that is an age old debate.
Wait, what?
One.
Oh,
one
yeah,
strap
the
on your book
backpack.
bag,
Yes,
What's
exactly.
cool?
Yeah,
it changes like every 10 years.
Yeah, how did you guys use your backpacks?
Two-
One strap?
two
Yeah,
straps.
two
I
straps
had
all
so
the way.
many books in mine one
Yeah.
time that it ripped.
So one strap.
So no friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I feel like in middle school it was like the one strap route, and then by the time we got like near the end of high school, it was 2 straps.
Yeah, I think, because in middle school you're trying to be cool, and you think that's going to be cool, and then high school you're just like, I don't care, and this is just practical.
No. In high school, you can play the shy, boyish. You can
Yeah.
hold
Drew
the
was
2
on the
straps.
baseball team. Drew was not shy. He wasn't hard on friends. His argument's invalid.
This is hard body Harrison.
How did you carry your baseball equipment?
I kept it in my car.
What kind of car did you have?
I had a '89 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme.
See, he's cooler than all of us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. Did you have like wood paneling?
No,
Nah.
it was the first year that they put the digital dash in.
Oh,
So
okay.
nice. I felt like I was in Knight Rider. Every year.
Gotcha. So Destiny 2, they just announced that it's coming out. I've never played the first Destiny. I'll let you guys take this one.
I haven't played it.
Okay, so I did, and I recognized that I figured I'd be the only one, but the reason I brought this up as being kind of important was I believe Destiny 1 was the biggest launch for a new franchise in entertainment history.
Sounds right to me.
I'm fairly certain that's the case.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't there like a lot of add-ons afterwards?
Yes, so there were like 2 expansions, little expansions. Then there was a big add-on called the Taken King. And if you speak to Destiny fans, they'll tell you Destiny 1, Taken King, really good. So I still have to play it. I got an edition that came with the Taken King, but the thing is, it's just kind of a very samey game. And I was just like, I'll play Taken King some other time. I'm just kind of bored with it.
So you played the original. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're good.
Okay, yeah.
I was gonna say, how much money was it for the whole game?
It was 60.
Add-ons and everything.
God, that's probably that's over $100.
120.
Yeah, I think so.
That you spent, or that
No,
that
that's
people
total.
would have to spend if they wanted
Yeah,
everything?
I got for $40. I got the first 2 expansions plus Taken King. Plus the original game because I waited. And that's the thing with video games. A lot of them you should just wait because they
Yeah.
come out in cheaper editions with all the stuff in
That's
there.
why sports games make so much, is because people don't want to play outdated rosters.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, but Destiny, I'm just like, I'll just wait. And also, I wasn't crazy hyped for it. I'm like, it looks like a good shooter. And then a lot of people were like, oh, this is going to be the best game ever. Because it's important to note that it's from Bungie, the makers of Halo.
What sets it apart from Halo?
That it's kind of an open-ish world. There's 4. This is what bummed me out, was that they really promised this was like going to be a hybrid of like shooter and like an MMO like World of Warcraft. That's kind of what they hyped it as. And then you actually play it, and the worlds you can explore are so small. And that, to me, was just the biggest bummer. That I'm like, oh, so this isn't that expansive. And it's solid to play. It plays really well. You can tell it's the guys who made Halo, just a really, really good shooter. But there's just not a lot to it. And also the story is infamously generic and vague and bad.
How much playability is there?
What do you mean?
Because you like for every $1 in a video game, you should be getting about an hour of play.
Technically, a lot.
Okay.
There really
Because
is.
of multiplayer?
Yeah. There is a lot. That's what I'll give it. There's a lot to do, especially when you get those expansions. But to me, it's just not. It doesn't really do much to set itself apart, especially now where shooters kind of could coast like that. But I'll just say last year we had Overwatch, Titanfall 2, and Doom, which brought back first-person shooters. Like, oh, these don't have to be generic; they can be great. And so I'm curious if Destiny 2 is going to kind of go in that line of like saying we can't just coast on our name; we have to be a really good game.
I heard a lot of the stuff you do in Destiny is repetitive.
It's very repetitive. It's like an MMO in that way. And it's like a shooter. It's just that there's a lot of stuff that a lot of it works and a lot of it doesn't. I know that's a vague description, but like the actual gameplay really works. There's just you get bored.
So it's not an open sandbox type thing. It's just slightly bigger environments.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
There's some open-ish environments, but ish is the proper way to say it.
How are the mechanics?
Oh, great. That's the thing. It plays so well. It's the people who made Halo, and you can tell.
Is the sword back?
No, the sword's not back. That Halo cool
I'm out.
sword.
How are you not going to have a sword? You got to have a sword or a hammer. Or
I think maybe you do, but I don't remember it.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I just looked it up. On day 1 of its release, it sold over 500 million. It is
That's insane.
the biggest new franchise launch of all time.
That is super nuts.
I wonder what kind of marketing techniques they had to get the.
From the people who made Halo.
Yeah, exactly.
Also,
Yeah,
actually, not even it was that. Also, it was published by Activision, so it's like the people who published Call of Duty and Guitar Hero and all that stuff have the marketing budget.
I can't play Modern Warfare 3.
Why not? Do you mean it's just bad?
No, my hands don't move fast enough.
Oh,
Like,
really?
Is that the one that's got way too much going on?
Uh,
Like you got the jetpack.
You
and
can have like rainbow armor,
Yeah,
and
screw
yeah,
that,
you
man.
can have like jetpacks for a little bit, and you can slide on walls and slide
Mhm.
through the.
I just want to walk over to someone, shoot them, walk over to someone
Yeah,
else.
like
and
whenever
shoot
they
them.
got into the future warfare
Yeah.
type
Yeah.
stuff, yeah, it started to lose
And
me.
I feel it's not because I didn't want to play it, because I got it and I tried to play it, I just can't.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
mechanically, I don't know how they anticipate where you're going to be, and their reflexes are so.
Like the AI,
quick.
you mean?
No, the kids.
Okay.
Yeah, I
yeah,
can
yeah.
imagine online.
That's the thing, man. Is
Yeah.
there's no way that I could ever acclimate to playing online because I haven't done it in so long.
Yeah.
And there's kids who do nothing but it. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's
It's-
ridiculous.
I still get online sometimes with Modern Warfare 2, and because that's just the game I
That-
have.
You're just
Yeah.
playing against bots.
yeah, it's
No.
a holdout. Yeah, You
But
got,
dude,
like,
Modern Warfare
40-year-old
2
dudes.
was great. Modern
It
Warfare
is.
2, yeah, it still is, I should
Yeah.
say. And that game, by the way, had a great campaign. And the people who made that campaign made Titanfall 2 last year. So that's why that game plays so well.
But I never heard too much. Yeah, Titanfall 1 was hyped up before it came out, but I
Yeah.
never heard much about it after it came out.
So, you know what, now I'm thinking maybe this will be a Titanfall situation where, yeah, it was really hyped up, and it came out, and people were like, it's good, but not as good as the hype would
Yeah.
lead you to believe. Then Titanfall 2 comes out, it's like, oh, this is brilliant. This
Cool.
is a killer game. Hopefully that's what happens with Destiny 2.
Yeah.
I would love that to be the case.
What was the game? Do you guys remember? It was super hyped up. It was where you could explore a galaxy and. Like,
Oh, No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
I got that day one.
I was
and-
super excited about it, man.
Boring, isn't it?
It's boring.
Dude,
Actually, the first 2 hours of it
bummer.
are great because you don't realize that every hour after this is going to be exactly like that.
Yeah.
You really think that the first 2 hours, this is something unique to you. Like, and I really thought it was cool. I was running away from a robot I had shot because I needed like metal, and I fell down to this pit, and there's all these like cool cave formations. I'm like, this is amazing. I can't wait to get off world to go to other planets. Then I went to another planet, saw the exact same thing.
Yeah,
Then I went to
and
another planet, saw the exact
The
same
thing
thing.
that I was so excited about it was I forget what the term is, but it's building its own-
Procedurally generated.
Yeah, procedurally generated. So it's constantly building its own world and growing and stuff like that. It said that even at the time of launch, there were more explorable planets in that game than there were grains of sand
Yeah.
on the planet Earth.
They're-
But they're all the exact same.
So I heard somebody actually ran into an alien in No Man's Sky.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're like very briefly like pulled into a tractor beam, and then
Oh, wait, no,
it
I've-
releases them.
I've done
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Yeah. Is that
It's
how often does that happen?
well, that's the funny thing. So I remember actually we talked to Brian. Can I say last names?
Piccolo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I talked to Piccolo about it, and I remember we were talking about how cool it was that like,
And then
oh
he
man,
told me
I
about
went,
that time he murdered that kid,
yeah, oh man, we went to like we found this big space structure in space, and we flew in there, and like at first there was nothing, then we went in the door, and then we left, and like all these ships were coming in, and again that was something that at first seems unique to you, and then you realize that that's how the game works because it has to load the spaceship essentially. So when
Yeah.
you walk in, there'll be nothing. When you leave, a bunch of them will be coming in.
Yeah.
The technology is impressive. It's just.
Is it a good building block for stuff to come?
Exactly, yeah.
You know what? I'm actually of a different mindset with this procedurally. That's a hard phrase to say. Forgive me. With the procedurally generated, sometimes it can work really well, like with Minecraft. That procedural generation is great. But a lot of the times, what I'm learning now is I prefer worlds that are video game worlds that are built and structured, where there was a lot of time and attention put
Yeah.
into every detail, and those are the worlds that I actually remember the most. I'd say the last game that really did that for me was Batman Arkham Asylum, where I still remember like every detail of that world
Yeah.
because they put
I love
and they
that
put
game.
so much detail. They spent so much time on like building that world. That's why I didn't really like when it got bigger. It felt less detailed.
Yeah, they had to focus on
Yeah.
more stuff.
In my opinion, the sequels weren't bad games. They just were not as good as the
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
And what is the storyline lacks in the one that follows that too?
Yeah, the first again very focused,
Mm.
small cast, and then the next it's like bigger is not always
Yeah,
better.
that's Arkham
Yeah.
City, right?
Arkham City, then Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
yeah.
Arkham
So,
Knight is the one I'm trying to play right now, and
So-
Death Shot. Or
So-
oh yeah,
Deadshot.
there's
Deadshot.
Deadshot. Yeah.
He is the most. Ask Drew. I was like giving him updates. Like it took me 2 hours at a time to try to defeat him, and that, it took 2 days.
Oh, did you finally get him?
Oh yeah, I got him.
March 28th, back from our final break. This is Prime Nation Radio, and let's send it straight on over to Drew for his fast food review section.
All right. Well, this week I took me and Tyler went to Little Caesars
Ooh,
and took down the smokehouse pizza they got now.
man,
It's,
how much was it?
It's $9.
Okay.
It has.
How much did you spend on dipping sauces?
Is that
though?
$9?
I got 2 dipping sauces.
Okay.
Is that $9 before tax or after tax?
I don't know. I paid 11 something.
So before tax.
Yeah.
All
With
right.
the 2 dipping sauces, they're like 60.
What dipping sauces did you get? Just so we can have the full picture.
Garlic.
Both garlic. Okay.
Yeah, garlic.
Okay. So give us a detailed breakdown of this pizza before you even get into how it tasted.
All
What
right.
is it?
So it's they just do cheese. It's a pizza with cheese, and bacon, and pulled pork, and brisket, with barbecue sauce. In the traditional barbecue chicken, they did this circle.
Yeah.
They didn't just slather on barbecue sauce. It was legit. And then I think they took like smokehouse seasoning. They did like paprika, pepper, and just did it on the crust. So the crust looks like it got smoked too. Knowing good and well it didn't. It looks like it.
To me, the crust looked like it was like, the way I was holding it, and then when I got done with it and I looked at my fingers, it looked like I had been eating barbecue potato chips.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's some mesquite flavors.
Makes sense, I guess. I guess.
Is pulled
Yeah.
pork on the pizza a common thing? I've never heard of that before.
No, I don't think it
Typically,
is.
like with barbecue pizzas, I only see
It's barbecue
chicken.
chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pork on pizza is an interesting choice for sure.
Pork in general is interesting because it's like one of the most likely meats to get like any type of bacteria.
Trichinosis.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I just think it's interesting not only pork but pulled pork, which I love, but very like to put on a pizza.
And it like I'm gonna be honest, I went with Drew to get it, and the guy we say, hey, can we get a smokehouse? And he goes, sure thing. Turns around, just opens it up out of the holding.
It was
cell.
ready to go.
Yeah.
It was ready to go.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was gonna be like the pepperoni pizzas, and they just had one on tap.
Yeah,
Like,
really?
oh, this has been here since 1. Here you go.
And
Yeah.
it's like it has all the nice things on it, like the barbecue sauce and the pulled pork and the brisket, but it's on a regular Little Caesar's pizza.
Yeah.
It's still the crust.
Cardboard
Yeah.
crust.
It's still
Yeah.
the terrible Little Caesars crust.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I mean, I was pleasantly surprised. I expected the meat quality to be terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I expected the barbecue sauce to be terrible. Now it was just generic, like I think you compared it to like Casey Masterpiece, like
Yeah.
generic barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
But it was good. I enjoyed it.
Was it? So whenever I saw the commercial for it, it seemed like it would be impossible to support with the Little Caesars crust. It seemed like it was like overloaded.
So
Was
that's the thing. It's not overloaded.
it? Okay.
Like they
It's surprisingly light.
Okay.
yeah. It wasn't one of those things where you feel like you're eating a meat mountain. You know?
Yeah.
Like
or like because to me in the commercial it almost looked like a pan pizza with all the stuff they had on
Yeah,
it.
no,
but-
it was super thin.
Okay. Cool.
But it was good. I expected the worst. I expected to bite into a piece of meat and be like, oh, what was that?
Yeah. For
Mhm.
real.
But it was good.
What?
I don't think I would. It's not something that I'm like, I can't wait to eat that again.
Did you try individual pieces of the pulled pork and
I did.
brisket?
Yeah.
How were they? Like in
The
comparison
pork was
to,
better. The
Yeah.
pork was
Yeah.
better than the brisket.
Yeah, it was all kind of garbage.
Yeah, so definitely
Yeah.
not comparable to anything.
It was,
Tyler wasn't a fan. I enjoyed it.
it wasn't. It was a little pink on the inside.
That's
Oh,
a smoke ring,
that's-
man.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Like traditional good brisket has some pink around it, but I don't know about Little Caesars if it's supposed
Yeah,
to.
I'm the same way. If it's cooked by a good place, then I'll trust them. But
Well, it's
Little
the same
Caesars,
thing.
I don't.
Arby's with their smoked meats, you know, like
Well,
when
exactly.
did they
It's-
really smoke those?
That's what I said about the Arby's has gray roast beef. I don't.
I feel a little bit better if I'm paying more. Honestly,
It
like
was $9 compared to their usual $5.
it wasn't
pizza.
worth $9.
It wasn't, but it was at least made you feel a little more comfortable that the meat was a better quality.
Arby's is in line with how much you pay. I feel like they
I
have
feel like you
they have more
overpay
quality
for
stuff.
Arby's.
I
You
disagree.
Arby's has gotten
Well,
expensive over the years.
It has, and I've gone like twice in the last couple of months, and it's like it's finding the what's the word I'm looking for?
The trade-off between quality and
No,
quantity.
what is that menu called?
Value,
menu.
yeah.
The value menu. It's about finding the dollar stuff here and there, like
Okay.
like a hot ham and cheese for like $2.19.
Okay, see, I just always stick with roast beef and cheddar.
Mm.
But I'll tell you something really good that Arby's has is their jalapeno poppers. They fill them with cream cheese and jalapeno, and then they get it's called Bronco berry sauce. It's kind of like a raspberry type sauce. Oh, it's good.
Their loaded cheese fries are pretty good.
Never had those. I don't deviate. I do love Jamocha shakes from Arby's. You guys ever
I
get
haven't had
those?
that.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
It might be my favorite fast food shake.
is it like coffee?
Kind of coffee, more chocolate, Jamocha. Oh man,
Well,
that's so good.
Chick-fil-A has the frozen coffee now, and that is
Huh.
fantastic.
I got to try that. Yeah,
So good.
yeah. They also do that frozen lemonade, which is pretty.
Yeah,
good.
oh god.
I'm not a big lemonade fan, but on a really hot day, that frosted lemonade.
What you do is you get frosted lemonade, mix it with sweet tea.
Yeah, I love a good Arnold Palmer.
That's good stuff.
Yeah,
And it's
rest in
frozen
peace.
now. So
So-
hey, there you go.
Yeah, true that.
It's not fast food, but I love Port City Java's mocha shake.
Hmm.
You know what I'm talking
Get
about?
out of here
No,
if
I
it's
never-
not fast food.
Actually,
Oh, okay.
I've maybe gone to Port City Java once in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it?
I mean, it's just, I don't know, coffee and ice cream.
Oh, okay.
It's with some
Keep
whip-
it simple.
whipped cream and I think chocolate syrup on it as well. It's just really, really. I don't know. It's got the sweetness of chocolate, but a bit more coffee, I think, than what you were describing.
Yeah,
A bit more of that coffee taste.
Gotcha. Would we consider places like Port City Java, is that like fast food?
No.
No.
Coffee
Too
shop.
upper class?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I
They
mean,
do have a
they
drive-thru.
serve, like,
They have a
danishes.
drive-thru.
Yeah, they serve danishes and things like that.
It's apples and oranges.
Is Starbucks fast food?
I don't know. I guess in Port City
No.
Java
Is
isn't.
Panera
no.
Bread fast food?
No.
No,
that's
yeah.
fast casual. There's a name for it. That, Chipotle, and sort of like that. It's like you can like order ahead and you can get it immediately, but you can't really. It's
But I mean, you
What
they got
about-
a drive-thru.
fast?
What about Five Guys?
Chipotle doesn't have a drive-through.
Five Guys is fast food.
Five
Is it
Guys is, yeah.
not fast casual?
No,
Really?
Hmm.
no.
Why is it not fast casual? Why is it
I
fast
think
food?
PT's is fast casual.
I think no, it's not.
Well, I mean, you got to sit there and order your stuff. Like,
it's
you have
something
to fill
about
out
the
sheet.
grease. The amount of grease is what makes it fast food.
Yeah, the Five Guys
You can
definitely
get greasy
qualifies.
stuff from Panera Bread.
It takes a minute.
What?
I'm sorry, I like the description. Fast food is not dependent on how fast the food is made, but on
No.
the quantity of grease in
Yeah.
the food.
Well, think about it. When you get a Five Guys bag and how they put the fries on top,
Oh, it's
and you're,
gross.
you're about
Oh.
you can grab it and it's just gonna separate.
You
because
can, you
the
can
grease
wring
is
out the bags.
Yeah.
I remember once I was at my parents' place and they were very nice and got me Five Guys on the way home from like whatever. And my dad's genius idea was to put it in the microwave just to keep it warm. And I remember walking in and looking in the microwave, you could see the fries because the bag was so
See
thin.
through the
You
bag?
coyou could see through the bag. It was like an X-ray.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'd eat it.
I ate it.
yeah,
Don't get me wrong. I
Five
ate it.
Guys,
Yeah, are you kidding?
It tastes great, but it just always grosses me out when you get the bag and it's leaking
Mhm.
grease everywhere. But Five Guys is delicious. So yeah, I'm glad we made these distinctions in our fast food choices.
Well, now I know what I can go
Review,
after. and
exactly.
review.
Yeah. So wait. What
so
is?
no Panera Bread,
No
no
Panera.
Starbucks.
I don't know. I guess
No
I guess
Chipotle.
if it's greasy enough, you could review like pastrami.
I just need to
from
know
Panera.
what is fast casual then. What exactly is fast casual in comparison to fast food? Just want to get that
Man,
down.
that's your Applebee's.
Is
Fast,
Moe's
fast casual.
Yeah,
maybe.
Moe's.
goes right
Moe's
along
is
the
fast casual.
Chipotle vein?
Definitely Zoe's Kitchen if you've ever been there.
Never, but
Never
what do they serve there?
It's like
Greek food?
It's like quick Mediterranean.
Oh,
food.
okay.
Or quick-ish because you got to go in there, you order, and then you sit down. You can also get it to go, but you sit down and they'll bring it out to you on a plate.
Well, that's PT's.
It's not the same.
So you're just saying you can't possibly sell a burger and not be fast food.
I would say if Five Guys is fast food, PT's is. They're
See, I feel like Five Guys is fast casual.
But we talked about the grease ratio.
But see, I don't think it's the grease ratio. I think it's also the time and like the way, the vibe. Five Guys is like you don't have a drive-through and you can sit down in there, and it's more leaning itself towards you sitting down in there because they got those good peanuts.
Okay, let's put it this way.
A fast casual restaurant found primarily in the United States does not offer full table service but promises higher quality food than other fast food restaurants.
PT's.
Okay, yeah.
So,
yeah, it's
Boston Market,
What?
Chipotle,
Okay, that makes sense.
El Pollo Loco,
What is that? Breaking Bad thing?
Panera Bread, Noodles and Company.
not,
Noodles and cup. Well, I mean, I like it. I just wouldn't even consider it a fast thing.
Five Guys is fast casual.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Are you gonna? Do you have something else to say about the other one that doesn't jive with what you were thinking?
No,
So
Five Guys.
basically-
As long as I win Five Guys, I couldn't care less about what I'm wrong about.
If you have a waiter, it's not considered fast at all. If you eat on your own and maybe someone brings stuff to you, then it's fast casual. If you just take your food directly from the counter, fast food.
Well, if that's the argument, then Hardee's is getting into fast casual because now you have like where you take that placard and then they
Yeah.
come out and bring the food to you.
I mean,
They're moving on up.
I mean, the quality of their burgers is far above
Yeah.
any other fast food burger.
You guys ever been to Whataburger?
No.
No,
I have, and they bring the food out to you, and they have this like tray with them, and it has ketchup on it. It has like spicy ketchup, and then it has like picante dipping sauce, and then napkins. And they're like, "Hey, you need a fork, napkin, straw? You need anything?" And I feel like that's borderline fast casual.
That's where we draw the line as Whataburger.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's weird because all of them look like they were made in the 50s.
Yeah.
They're very good. It's very
Steak and Shake, man, has got to be my favorite burger place.
good. I went. I'm not in love with it.
Man,
What'd you get though? Did you get the right thing?
the first time I went, I had a bad experience, so I didn't like it for a while. But now I love it.
I had like a Cajun burger, and it was cheap. It was like $3 something for a combo.
They have like a $4 menu. Yeah.
But I was like, this is not a great burger.
Huh, man, I've always been blown away
Away
by
by
the
hot dogs.
Oh, I
Why
never
are
had
you
a
a
hot
hot-
dog.
You're a hot dog man. You
I
want hot
love
dogs
hot
from
dogs.
everywhere.
Have you had Sam's?
No.
Oh,
Is that the trolley
Oh,
stop?
dude,
Yeah,
you gotta
that's-
go
Is that where we're
Sam's.
going for lunch?
I'm down. I'm 100% down.
I don't know if I have time.
I don't
maybe.
have time either.
I just got to ride
got
with you,
Okay.
if so. But yeah, I love Sam's. They're the best hot dogs I've ever
They
had.
they are amazing. I mean, they really like.
I prefer trolley stop.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I used to love Trolley Stop, and I still do. I just prefer Sam's. Really, what does it for me with Sam's is the coleslaw. As weird as that might sound, their coleslaw.
See, I'm not a big
is
coleslaw
to
fan.
die
Yeah, neither am
Am I
I.
still gonna like it? If
Yeah.
it's
No, the hot dogs are
Matt
great.
Matt
Do
White
they
says
have subrets?
Matt White says PT
I don't
is
think
good.
so. PT's.
Hebrews
yeah.
National? What kind of hot dogs are there?
I don't know what kind they're working with. That is nice about Trolley Stop is you get to pick which dog you want.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't
like
know.
the
I've never
Hebrew
been
Nationals.
disappointed with Sam's though.
Okay.
But anyway, anyone who's just now tuning in is going to think we're all all fast food.
I know
So,
it's a cliche, but I'm hungry.
So we're talking about hot dogs? Okay.
Yeah.
So to wrap up about the pizza, would you recommend or no?
No.
I agree.
Okay.
No,
It's not. If it was $5,
Yeah.
yes.
I agree.
Would you rather eat a Meat Mountain or this pizza?
Meat Mountain.
Oh,
all
this
right.
pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This pizza.
Meat Mountain's only $2 more.
No.
What?
It's like $11.
The Meat Mountain sandwich is $11.
Something like that. Yeah.
Oh my God, jeez.
I can't
Look
do
at
it.
all those
I can't
different
do it.
meats.
I know, but still, you would.
It's like anti-religious mixing all those meats together.
They should be like they should be paying you to take the risk of putting that in your body
Yeah.
as promotion.
Yeah.
I wonder how many of those they've sold. It's probably way too many.
Like
One.
3.
All Tyler.
Yeah. All right, so let's play some games. Let's play Name 5. We'll see how much juice we get out of this, and then we might move on to press conference. So in Name 5, does anyone have a category ready? What we're gonna do?
I got one for Tyler.
Okay, cool. So what we're gonna do is offer a category to someone else, and they have to name 5 people or things that exist in that category. So
Okay,
Drew,
go
you
ahead.
go ahead and go.
Name 5 discontinued items from McDonald's.
Nice.
I'll say the McRib.
But it
For
comes back.
this part of the season.
Yeah,
For this part of the season.
no, not
This part of the season.
discontinued.
It's not discontinued.
No.
For this part of the season.
No, it's a consensus. We don't allow that one.
No, no. 3-piece chicken nugget.
Just because they have the 4.
Do they still do the 50? The bucket of chicken nuggets?
I don't know. That's a good question.
If not, I gave it away. But
The McKinley.
oh, nice. I don't know if it's discontinued or not. I'll give it to you. Don't worry about it.
It's probably a secret menu item.
Yeah. Well, it's only available in Alaska, that's for sure. But I don't know if they still do it or not.
The McBurrito.
Yep.
Mm.
Was it the McBurrito? Was it that called it? I'll give it to you, but was that what it was really called?
I just guessed. I can't. I'm on the level with you. I don't know if there was a 3-piece chicken nugget.
Just making it up.
I'm just making stuff up.
That stands to reason though, because diets used to be smaller, and now no one's gonna
I
order
don't
3
think
piece.
there was a 3-piece.
Apparently, a small fry because I asked for a small combo and they said we don't have that.
What?
You know, actually, I think they replaced it with I remember something similar. They called it the dollar fry,
Yeah, I was
and
about
which
to
was
say,
just the small fry
I was about to say,
reskinned.
maybe they just jumped from value to medium to large.
I asked them for a small combo. They said we don't have any smalls.
That's weird.
Just
Yeah.
like combo, a regular.
So doesn't that make a medium a small?
Small, yeah, it takes that place. Unless they just want to phase the word small out of their vocabulary.
God, that just sums up American fast
If it
food.
was anyone,
Oh,
it'd be
we-
McDonald's.
Yeah, we don't have smalls anymore. You have to eat medium or above.
They just look at you dumbfounded. What
You
is
got
that?
2
Yeah.
more for me?
The
What is
Mac
that word?
double.
Is that different than a McDouble?
Yeah, it's a Mac double. It's a double Mac.
I'm gonna go no.
Okay. You don't know
I do know.
the McFish nuggets, McFish sticks.
Get
I think you're just entirely making these up now.
There was a McBLT though.
McBLT.
It was actually pretty good.
Mc- Dog.
Interesting.
Yeah. They had a hot dog.
Was the McBurrito, was that breakfast burrito or regular burrito?
It'd be a regular burrito.
No, they had a breakfast.
Okay.
They still do.
They still do have the breakfast.
Yeah.
Snooze pulling stuff out of us.
Yeah.
At home.
It's pretty easy with
McTriple?
McDonald's. McTriple.
Do they still do that?
Do they still do that? I know it was a thing. Do they still do it? I'll give it to you.
Okay.
You just need one more to replace your 3-piece that you said earlier.
Oh hell. McFried chicken. Did they do that?
They still have the fried chicken.
They do fried chicken?
Fried chicken sandwiches.
Oh.
The McFried chicken, as if it's different than the
I-
McChicken.
yeah, right.
No, I meant like actual pieces of fried chicken.
No, that was
Okay,
hardest.
yeah, no.
McTenders?
I know they did do tenders. I don't know
Okay,
if they
we'll
still
give
do
you
or
that.
not.
All
Yeah,
right.
sure.
I completely guessed every one of them except for the McKinley.
It could all have never existed. It could all still exist. We just kind of
Yeah.
Yeah.
sure.
We'll give it to you.
All right. So Tyler, do you have a category for someone?
Yeah, Drew. Name. It's wrestling, so I'm gonna go with 10. Name 10 wrestlers who have ring names based on professions.
Brutus the Barber, Beefcake.
Okay.
That's real.
Honky Tonk
Yeah.
Man, because he was an Elvis impersonator.
I don't know about that.
That's come on.
Honky Tonk Man isn't really a profession.
Come on. The Repo Man.
Repo Man. If you
Axe,
need Honky Tonk Man, we'll
Axe
come
and
up.
Smash. Demolition.
I'll give you Demolition.
Okay. The Bushwhackers. They
I don't
took
know
out
about
the
that
bushes. And,
Yeah, bushwhacking
Australia.
is definitely a job.
yeah, see?
All right.
The Rockers. Because there's rock stars.
You get one rocking tag team.
The Mountie.
Okay.
Big Boss Man.
No.
No, he's
No.
a jailer.
He's a jailer. Big Boss Man just sounds like he's the CEO.
Oh, man.
There, what I missed? The
Doink the
Rockers.
Clown.
There was Rockers. What else?
Is there any room to expand on
the
new,
Mountie.
Oh, the Mountie.
Is there any new wrestling characters that can be created?
Nah, they're too real now.
Seems like they've all
They
been
just
taken.
go with their names. And give 'em a-
Oh, there's the Fashion Police now.
Oh, okay.
You don't get that one.
Okay. I said, what did I just say? Doink the Clown.
Doink the Clown.
We're running out quick here.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Just so everyone
5,
knows,
6, 7.
Seven, I got
Tuesday is
3
going to
more.
be heavy on the fast food and wrestling talk.
Oh yeah, it's just like our house.
Brett the Hitman Hart.
All right,
Thanks, Steve.
Steve, why don't you go away?
I like phone a friend.
I don't
Right
like Steve trying to figure out how to Google on his phone. He just figured out how to text today.
The 1, 2, 3 kid.
No,
He can count to 3.
no.
It's the alphabet.
What?
I don't know.
You want to be thinking about it and we'll come back to it?
Yeah,
No,
two
I
more.
got 2 more. I got this. Just gotta dig deep here. Jake the Snake Roberts.
No.
He handles snakes.
No, the Snake.
The
is not a
Undertaker?
job. The Undertaker. I'll give you that one all day.
Oh, yeah.
And
Come on,
Papa
Travis.
Shango. Papa
Drew's
Shango.
cheating.
Papa Shango.
Oh, from...
Papa Shango. No, that's not a
He
profession.
was he's a voodoo man. That's a profession. He's Santa Claus. Announcing he's not real.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That works for
That's
me.
awesome.
That
Yeah,
works for me.
that's
So,
deep as well. But
Tyler, Tyler's going to be Santa Claus announcing that he's not real. So it's kind of like a metaphysical.
yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, cool.
Yeah, let's bring him back in. You want me to
Yeah, sure, if you don't mind. Appreciate it, Tanner. Cool.
knock everything down?
So we'll play this one round of press conference, then we'll call it a day. Again, thank you guys, everyone who has been with us in this sort of one-off rough.
Yeah, I
rough
appreciate
day.
it. That's the most. That's awesome. I've never done a live video from Facebook.
It's
before.
cool
Got
to
some
get
people
the
to chime in.
interaction with it and everything. It's pretty cool how engaged people are with that stuff. Here he comes.
So we ask questions, right?
Yeah. And should we tell you what the press conference is about?
No, we don't tell them at all.
Yeah.
And you never say anything directly.
Okay, cool.
Like, what's it like to be making thongs now?
What is it like?
Yeah, I actually am really interested in to know that.
Sir, I have a question.
Oh yes, thank you all for coming. What is sir over there with the sweaty palms? What do you?
Yes. Speaking of sweaty palms, what do you plan to tell all the children who will be so disappointed by this news?
I tell them to go to hell.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Follow up to that.
Yes, sir.
What about your little helpers? How did they take the news?
They were a little upset at first, but I told them, I'm the boss man. I wear the big red suit, and you need to back off.
Okay.
So I feel like this sort of opens up a kind of a paradox. I hope that maybe you can help us understand how this relates to the metaphysical world, because you are here standing in front of us, but I understand the purpose of this press conference is for you to let us know that you are in fact not real. How does that work out?
Well, I believe I'm Santa Claus announcing I'm not real.
You just gave him that.
Well, I thought that he already
In
figured it
fairness,
out.
Little Helpers kind of.
Did you not get the?
I knew I was Santa. That's all I knew.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I see.
I was
Wow.
like, oh, this is a narrative Sydney's putting out here.
Until I ruined it.
No, and then he got to the end, and I was like, oh, all right, well,
That's
I guess
why.
I'm not real.
Well, do you want to take a crack at explaining how Santa Claus, who isn't real, is given a press conference?
You're missing the part. You're missing the fun part. Sometimes
All right, well,
things just.
All right, I'll go. Y'all can
Okay.
come up with a new one.
Sounds
Alright, cool.
good.
Can we make it this about his tattoos?
Okay.
Hold on, I can tell.
Well, come on, speed up.
All right. Someone Drew knows that we can ask questions about.
Can we make it Drew? And then his press conference is explaining why his ankle always clicks when he walks.
Okay. That works.
Sure.
All right, I'll go get him.
All right, appreciate it. So we're getting him to guess
That he's himself, and
that
he's announcing.
giving that press conference. Okay.
Oh, he could come out.
Oh, sweet. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's already coming.
Did your job for you, Tyler.
Oh, what'd you do? You
I gave him a thumbs up.
Oh, I was staring into the camera when I went in.
All right. He's here, ladies and gentlemen. Please prepare to start fielding your questions.
I would like to open the floor up for questions.
Okay. I guess I'm just. How do you live like this?
You just take it day by day and just keep marching forward. You know?
Okay, marching.
So it's quite disturbing for all of us who are just in the vicinity, when this does happen. But you are the person who actually deals with it all the time. How much has this impacted your life? I mean, has this really changed the way that you schedule things? Has it changed your routine?
No, just when things hit, I just gotta deal with them and go from there.
Does the sound interfere at all with your West Side Story productions? Any of the timing thrown off?
No, not at all. It actually helps with the time.
Oh, okay, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Don't
Okay.
fart on stage. Okay. Yes.
So do you ever take into consideration that you might be grossing out the people around you when this thing happens, just because it is kind of a natural, and most people tend to think that it's going to lead to some sort of injury if it's not already indicative of an injury?
No, I mean, I don't think so. God, this is a good one. Yes, sir.
Is there anything that you drew on once you figured out that things started clicking?
I'm lost here.
Well, sir,
I have-
you know what this is about. Just
You're-
tell an answer.
Your diet is a matter of the public. Everyone knows your diet. Can you tell them if it affects this issue?
Do I have irritable bowel syndrome? No.
Not that we know of.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, has that not been brought out to the public yet?
No, it has not.
That's a side effect I'm dealing with
Okay.
as well. Yes, sir.
Where do you find the budget for the flat-brimmed hats and boat shoes?
I mean, you just got to keep working hard.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's great.
When you first started performing stand-up, did you ever think that you would suffer this type of
Is this
physical?
my own press conference? Like I'm.
Yeah, it's you. It's you.
But when you first started doing stand-up, did you ever think that you would be the victim of this type of physical?
Did I fart on stage?
No.
No. I can't go so far as to call it an. I'll bring it up again.
Do I have
Affliction.
explosive diarrhea? Do I wear affliction shirts?
I mean, I hear when it clicks for you, you know?
It's very obvious. Yeah, you can.
Use it
My
your-
knees and ankles clicking.
Yeah. Yeah, that was Tyler's suggestion. Yeah.
Okay. I can't walk upstairs. I'm embarrassed to go out in public.
I heard it walking away, and I was like, that's what it is.
Yeah. How long has that been happening? I've never noticed this one.
Man, I have had bad knees since I was 16,
From baseball, you think? Yeah.
and the ankles went like early 20s.
Gotcha. All right. Well, yeah, our cameras are dying because they are the sophisticated cell phones that we're using. So I think it's about time for us to bring it to an end. Tomorrow, though, the camera looks good. It looks like we should be back with our full capabilities in Wirecast. We'll be showing you guys all our video clips and have live video editing. So thank you for joining us, everyone who was with us today. I know it isn't ideal circumstances, but we appreciate all the interaction.
Oh, and we got to give a shout out to these new pop covers.
Oh yeah, we can now see our full faces, and you get to. Yeah, I don't know, Tanner.
Did you see what Tanner just did?
Please don't ever do that again. That's right.
I don't
in the
think you're on
360
any
camera.
cameras, thank God.
360 camera, right in the face.
Oh,
You gotta
beautiful.
zoom and enhance that.
You don't want to.
So yeah, we're working with the new pop filters. We're streamlining everything this week. By the end of the week, we should be rolling out some really exciting stuff.
And give a little bit of a teaser. I think I might have already said it earlier. I went up to Chapel Hill, and I got a ton of comic books.
Yeah.
And we're going to be giving those away soon.
Nice.
So
Yeah, that will be our
listen
first
up.
giveaway on the show. We'll be doing some limited edition and slightly rare comics.
They were very cheap.
Okay.
Giving away free cracks and pops for the rest of the day, too.
Yep.
And it'll be one in a long line of giveaways. We'll start doing giveaways once we get some of our local sponsors rolling here. So tune in for that. We'll be giving out the rules for the giveaway later this week. But again, thanks for joining us. It's March 28th. I am Sydney Roberts. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at SydneyRoberts18. I'll let Tyler plug the show's stuff and then his own.
I'm Tyler Wood. You can find me on Twitter at Tyler W. Wood, on Instagram at Styler Wood, and you can find Live Nation across all platforms at Prime Nation Live. You're gonna follow those if you wanna get free stuff.
Yep.
Drew Harrison. You can find me on Twitter at Harrison_comedy and Instagram at Laugh with Harrison.
And I'm Tanner Methvin. You can find me on Twitter at Tanner Methvin.
Perfect. We appreciate it, guys. Thanks again. Tune back in tomorrow, March 29th, and we should be live on YouTube with full live editing capability. So thanks again for everyone who was with us today. We appreciate it, and we hope to see you tomorrow.